But I want to tell somebody, I know you've been laid off from your job, but don't be afraid. Stand up to the enemy and still boldly declare, no weapon formed against me shall be able to prosper. I know your money is funny, but don't be afraid. I dare you to boldly declare that the cattle on 1,000 hills, it still belongs to my Father. I know your friends have got you, but don't be afraid. There is somebody who is still closer than any brother. Look what verse 17 says. You won't have to fight in this battle. Somebody yell, I won't have to fight in this battle. But look what he said. Position yourself. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord who is with you. Did you hear what he say? You're not going to have to fight. I just need you to march out there. Position yourself. Stand still and just wait on the Lord. Is there anybody here this morning? What you doing, neighbor? I'm positioning myself so I can be on the front row, so I can see what God gonna do. Is there anybody here this morning? I'm just gonna position myself, stand still, and watch God do what He do. That's a battle. It ain't mine. It belongs to God. I wish I had somebody who would say the battle, it ain't mine. It belongs to the Lord. Verse 18 says that Jehoshaphat and all of Judah and Jerusalem bowed their faces to the ground as a sign of humility and submission to God's will. And they began to worship God for who He is. Is there anybody here this morning that I'm ready to worship God for who He is? He's a rose of Sharon. I'm ready to worship God for who He is. He's a mother when I'm motherless. I'm ready to worship God for who He is. A father when I'm fatherless. I'm ready to worship God for who He is. A banker when I'm broke. I'm ready to worship God for who He is. A yes when man say no. I'm ready to worship. I'm ready to worship. I'm ready to worship. Somebody say, I'm ready. I'm ready to worship. Look at verse 19. Look what he said. He said, praise team, get ready to sing praises unto God. He said they started singing as a sign of their faith in what they believed God was getting ready to do. Did you catch that? In verse 19, the praise team started praising God for what they believed He was getting ready to do. And verse 20 said, early in the morning, I told you we get to Jesus. Early in the morning, that they went out to the wilderness of Tekoa. Early in the morning, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John say that Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome went to the tomb early in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it comes in the morning. Verse 21, Jehoshaphat told the choir, position yourself. Verse 21, he told the praise team, position yourself. Verse 21, he told the worshipers, position yourself. And in verse 22, he said, it's time to send up some praise. It's time to worship God for who He is. And I came here to tell somebody that the praise was so powerful that in verses 23 and 24, their enemies began to turn on one another. Did Did you catch that? The enemy was coming against them. Did you catch that? The enemy was threatening to overpower them. But look what happened when they sent up a praise. Look what happened when they sent up a worship. The enemies turned on themselves. I came to tell somebody that your next praise gonna deliver you from your present problem. Is there anybody dealing with something? I dare you to send up a praise in the midst of your present problem. And watch what David said. Come true. Send up a praise. And God is an ever-present help in the time of your trouble, in the time of your sickness, in the hour of your weakness. Come on, saints of God. I dare you, send up a praise, and God will deliver you from your present problem. But not only will your next praise deliver you from your present problem, but verse 25 said it's going to deliver unto you abundant provision. Did you catch that? In 23 and 24, when they sent up praise, the enemies that were coming turned against each other. That's God telling you that if you praise me in the midst of your problems, I will turn your enemies against one another. But look what happened in verse 25. They said when they went down into the land, it was so many valuables, it was so many precious jewels that they found more than they could carry away. It took them 3 days to totally triumph over their enemies. God delivered them unto abundant provision. The battle was won on the first day, but on the third day, totally wiped out the enemy. Is there anybody here that said when Jesus died on Calvary, when they hung him high, stretched him wide, when he bowed his head, then he died, victory was already won. But just to let the devil know that I've got all power in my hand, he stayed there all night. Friday, he stayed there all day. Saturday, but on the third day, he got up with all power in his hand. I've got to close now. I've got to land the plane. But verses 28 and 30 say, as the Israelites return home still singing, as the Israelites return home still praying, as the Israelites return home still worshiping, as the Israelites return home still praising, that the fear of the Lord was on all those who were around them. And God gave Jehoshaphat rest all around. I'm gone now, but your next praise will deliver you from your present problems. Your next praise will deliver unto you abundant provision, but your next praise will deliver you from pending problems. You missed what I said. There's some things while you're sitting in church that the devil is trying to work up against you. But I declare, if you send up a praise right now, some things that should happen won't happen. I declare, if you send up a praise right now, some sickness that should attack your body won't attack nobody. I declare, if you send up a praise right now, some things that should go down won't go down. No wonder he said, don't wait, don't wait, don't wait till the battle is over, but shout.